Okay, guys, yesterday, okay. Yeah, do you want to just grab it? Yesterday, what did we learn yesterday? Graph in what type? Vertex form. So today, we're going to learn how to graph in standard form. Reading the problem, it says, gannet birds are known for diving to catch fish underwater. Here one is pictured hunting in a sardine bait ball off the South Africa coast. Tim, its height above water at time x in seconds can be modeled by the parabola. So why do you think this is a quadratic function? Based on what they described. Because you're going up, down, and back up. So what form does that, what model does that shape? What shape does that make? A parabola, exactly. So highlight, make sure you highlight the function that we're working with. Step 1. Step 1, calculate the x value of the vertex then evaluate f of the x value to finish finding the vertex. Steps 2 and 3. The first thing we're going to do, set up a table with the vertex in the middle. So just like we did yesterday, our input-output table. And 2 x values to the left and right. Lastly, but it's not moving, it's still here. So you can still follow along. Then, well, I'll reread it. Then evaluate to fill out the rest of the table. Bless you. Okay, so step 2 and 3. Set up a table with the vertex in the middle and 2 x values to the left and right. Then evaluate to fill out the rest of the table. Okay, so based on the 2 steps that we just wrote, what am I going to do first? Calculate what? The x value of the vertex. So looking at my function, what numbers am I going to fill in for b and a? What am I going to write for x equals negative b over 2a? What would I write on my numerator? Negative 8, good. And what did you put it for? It would be 2 times what? 1. So we have negative 8. What is 2 times 1/2? 1. So my x value of my vertex is just -8. How am I going to find my y value of my vertex? I'm going to put in what? Which is for what? For x. So I'm going to have b of 8. What? Yes, we just solved for -8, so now we're going to plug it back in and solve for our y value of our vertex. Guys, over here, please stop talking. Distracting. Those who are working. Okay, so tell me how I'm going to solve this. I plugged in -8 for all my x's. What am I going to do first? What is -8 squared? 64. Remember, it's a positive 64 because a negative number squared still gives you positive. -8 times -8. Okay, I think we made a little mistake. Don't erase. I'm writing what you guys are telling me. So let's go back to x value. Guys, we put in -8. -8 is our b value because we have a -8. So this is just going to be positive. So just erase that negative sign. I was going to see if you guys got it. I'm not. So it would be -64 plus 24. Now what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? 1/2 times 64 is what? 32. So we're going to have 32 minus 64 plus 24. What is 32 minus 64? Take out your calculator if you have one. -32 plus 24 is? Yep, you're right. -8. So what is my vertex? -8, -8. What are your questions about this? So the first thing do we remember how to calculate vertex given standard form? No. You do -b over 2a, calculate that out. Guys, can you stop talking over me so I can answer people's questions? We do -b over 2a, and that's how we get 8. Does that make sense? This is our general formula for calculating the x value of the vertex. After we calculate that out, we plug that in for x, and we get -8, and that gives us our final vertex. Okay, so, yeah, so there's a second part of that. What's my next part going to be? Our table. Let's make our input-output table. Where is my vertex going to go? Can you turn that off, please? So you're always going to have a total of 5 points in your table. We are. What do you think we're going to write? Do you have any ideas what we're going to write? What are we going to write for my x values? 6, 7, 9, 10. It doesn't really matter. But let's just keep it consistent and go from 6 to 10. So we're always going from least to greatest. If you are running out of space, grab a piece of paper from up front and you can staple it or just put it inside your packet. Okay? What X value would you guys like to plug in first? We could do 6 and 9, so let's do 6 first. So we're going to have 1/2 6 squared minus 8 times 6 plus 24. We have 1/2 times 6 squared minus 8 times 6 plus 24, and this is f of 6. Now what am I going to do? What is 6 squared? 36. What's my next step? $24. Sorry, I don't have a lot of room either. 1/2 of 36, 18. So we have 18 minus 48 plus 24. 18 minus 48 minus 30 plus 24. -6. Where is that -6 going to go? It's going to go next to 6, and it's going to go next to 10. Why? Why does it go next to both numbers? Because our parabola is symmetrical, exactly. Now, what do you guys want to plug in? 9? Okay, so we're going to plug in 9. All right, guys, the talking needs to stop. I don't want to ask again, please. Get what? So if you were to go back in and plug in 10, you would still get -6. Okay, so we're going to do f of 9. What am I going to do next? What's 9 squared? 8 times 9. Yes. 7.5. That's what I got too, but let's just keep going. What is 1/2 of 81? What is 40.5? I said, what is 1/2 of 81? Because we did 1/2 times 81. Okay, so now we're going to do 40.5 minus 72. -31.5 gives you -7.5. Again, where is this -7.5 going to go? 7 and 9. Okay, so all of this work that we just did, let's make our graph. -7.5. How am I going to graph 8 and -8? How am I going to graph the vertex? Right 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and Down 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's our vertex. Take notes. Come on. What's the next point I'm going to graph? Okay, so tell me in words, how am I going to graph that? Right 9. So it's going to be around there. So in between 7 and 8. Next, another point. Okay, so we're going to go 10, down 6. Keep going. Tell me what to do. 8, 6, 6 and negative 6. And then 7 and 7.5. Does this form the shape that we want? Yes, it does. It's a parabola. What's my axis of symmetry? 8. Reading back into the problem, how am I going to label my y-axis? So what is my y-axis representing? Read the problem. How am I going to label my y-axis? What's changing as a result of something else? Height. What am I going to label my x-axis? Time. And in what measurement? Seconds. Okay, so let's scroll back down. It says, I can now plot my points, connect them to make a smooth curve, and double check to make sure my parabola is facing up. Why is my parabola facing up? If we have a negative A, are we going to be facing up? Because our A is positive. What is my domain? It is a minimum. What? Then get another piece of paper. What is my range? What is my range? Where am I starting? Going from up and down. Where am I starting looking from up and down? What's this? Negative 8. And where am I ending? Infinity. I'm going on forever and ever and ever. See? Just going up to infinity. It is a real world problem, but they don't tell us where we're stopping. So because we don't know that information, we can just say it continues. Yep. And again, what's my axis of symmetry? What is the maximum depth the gannet bird reaches when it dives? What is my maximum depth? Okay, so I heard 8. Why is it 8 and not negative 8? So technically, if this weren't a real world problem, we would put negative 8. But why do we only put 8? What does depth mean? Does it mean above water or underwater? Underwater. So we already know we're going underwater. If the surface of water would be 0, underwater we know is just going to be negative. because we're going underneath. Because we're talking in real world and we're asking what the depth is, you're going 8 feet underwater. You don't have to put -8. If this weren't a real world problem and it asked what your maximum height is, or your lowest height the bird's doing, then you would put -8. Okay? How long does it take for it to reach that depth? How long, guys? Okay, so how long did it take him to get here? 8 what? 8 hours? 8 seconds. We're working in seconds. Okay, read over number 2 and start working through what the vertex would be. All right, which side wants tennis ball? Which side wants the monkey? Monkey? Tennis ball. We could trade after. My house. Okay, whoever has the tennis ball or the monkey is the only person going to be answering. When you're done answering my question, pass it off. One person's going to go at a time. We're going to start with Shelly. What is my first... Stop, guys. What is my first thing I'm going to do?
You're going to do the negative B. Actually, negative B over 2. I'm sorry, I was just helping you. Negative B over 2A.
So how am I going to fill in our numbers with this? Guys, the talking, please.
We're going to put negative 12. 2. And then 16. Negative 2.
I hope everyone's writing this down.
12. Negative 12. And then...
Yeah. We have 2 times A, and A is -2. 2 times -2 gives us a -4. What is -12? No, it's negative B, but we have a 12, so -12 is just going to give us -12. What is -12 divided by -4? 3. Who has the monkey?
I don't think it should be called the monkey.
Can you pick it up, please?
So instead of boy or girl, pick that up.
Jaden, please pick it up. All right, Ashley, what am I going to do next?
You're going to now plug it in for X.
Plug what in for X? If you want to, or you can decide somebody else's turn. You pass it? You can go next. Okay, which is? What's 3 squared? 3 squared? 9. Okay, Shelly, pass it off. Anas, what am I going to do next? Which is? 36. Would you like to continue, or should I ask somebody else? Someone else?
Okay.
Pass it off there. Crystal? Yes. What's my next? All you have to tell me is -2 times 9. Yes. So what is that going to give us? Positive or negative?
Huh?
Positive or negative? We have -2 times 9. -18. All right, Crystal, you can pass the monkey up to whoever you want. All right, we're going to move to this side. DeAndre, what's next? What am I going to do? Which gives us? What do you get? We have negative 18 plus 36. I think you did positive 18 plus 36.
So it's 18. 8 plus. Oh.
18 minus 10, 8. So, guys, if we're not able to take our notes quietly, then you guys can be with me in lunch tomorrow. It's very distracting to those who are taking notes. So this is my last warning. If I continue to hear talking, you're staying with me through lunch tomorrow, the whole period. Crystal, just ignore anybody distracting you. What is my vertex? What is it? 3, 8?
Yeah.
Because we just calculated that. Okay, so now what's my next step? We're going to do the table. Who has the tennis ball? Okay, Shelly, what am I going to do?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Do you guys know how she got that? Why she got this?
Yeah. And then if the 3 put 8.
Yes, because that's our middle. Our vertex always goes in the middle.
And then we're going to plug in 1.
Okay, you want to plug in 1?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And then you're going to do 1 square.
Which is?
And then you're going to do 12 and 1, that's 4. And then 10. And then negative 2 times 1. And then negative 2 plus 12.
Which is?
10. And then
0. And okay, so Ashley, do you want to talk or do you want to pass it to someone? We're gonna do this side of who wants? All right, Manuel. Where is this 0 gonna go? 1 and 5. Okay, so what's the next number that we're gonna plug in? 2. What do you want to do? 2. I'm glad. Okay, so DeAndre, do you want to answer or do you want to pass it off? Okay, so what am I going to do next? Four, because 2 squared. 24. Awesome. And where's that 6 going to go? Okay, if you're struggling with having enough room, again, there's white paper and line paper up front. Grab a piece of paper, you could stick it in. It's not. Pass it off to whoever you want. Julio, how am I going to graph the vertex? What's my vertex? 3, 8. So how am I going to, what are my shifts? How am I going to plot that? Julio, how am I going to plot that? Right? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For 6. Do you want to plot another point? Why don't we do one more, Julio? Keep doing that. Julio, how am I going to plot 2 and 6? Right, 2. Okay, you can pass it off. Yep. Marie, what am I going to plot now?
You're going to go right 4 up 6.
Okay. David, just right 1. Perfect.
And then you're going to go right 5.
Does this form the shape that we want? Yes. Okay, so let's answer our questions. What is my role of A? Yeah. I think Kadai wants to answer. Can we give her the monkey? No. We gotta warn our friends when we're throwing something at them. All right, Jay, what are my role of A?
Isn't it open? Or is it like a wide?
Is A positive or negative first?
Oh, it's positive.
It is?
No, it's negative.
So we have a negative A, so what does that mean? Opens down. What else can we say?
More wide.
Why is it more wide? What do we always ignore when we're doing the role of A? The sign. So instead of -2, we're just going to have 2. Is that greater than or less than 1? Greater than 1, which means more narrow.
Okay. I'll answer the domain now.
All right, Kelly, you can answer the domain.
It's all around. Well,
So yeah, you can put that. So negative infinity, positive infinity.
and then negative infinity 8. But with the bracket under 8.
Negative infinity, comma 8. Does everyone understand how we got all of this information? Right. So whenever A is negative, it's always going to be negative infinity, comma y value. When A is positive, it's going to be y value, comma infinity. Okay? Lastly, what is my axis of symmetry? A equals 3. Oh, x equals. Why did I what? Write my name on what? Yeah? I have no idea. Maybe somebody gave it to me and wrote my name on it. What time does this period end? 37. What time is it? All right. So we're going to jump into our last thing.